and they're very high strung.
Yeah.
Go away.
Not that they should.
Hi. Yep. On the dot.
Ready? All right. So we'll go ahead and call the library board meeting to order today, August 1st, 2019. And first item on the agenda will be the approval of minutes from May 2nd. So we have a motion to approve
Yeah.
in a second.
One of us. One of us.
Whomever.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And next, we'll have citizens to be heard regarding items not on the agenda.
I'm just here to observe. Thank you for doing all your volunteering.
Well, thank you as well for coming.
Thanks for being here.
So I don't see anyone as far as citizens to be heard, and we'll move on to new business items. First being discussion of library closures.
Yes. So for the fall season, as we usually do, we will be closing for the Maxima concert. And I was trying to look up the date before I came down here, and I didn't have time, but it's in October. Last year they added an extra day, a Saturday and Sunday. It's a really big event, but this year they're just going to have it. They're going to go back to just having it on the Saturday, and it's a really big event, and it really disrupts the noise and the crowds, parking. So we always close for that event. And then the Jazz Fest in October as well. We close early on the Thursday, the opening day, at 2 o'clock, and then we close all day on Saturday during the Jazz Fest. So
But not Friday?
No, Friday, because the doors don't open till like 4 or 5 o'clock, and we close at 5 on Friday. So it doesn't really disrupt our operations. So, and then of course Thanksgiving and Christmas and whatnot. So, the next item is discuss Pinellas Public Library Cooperative Countywide Development Staff Development Day. This is the first year that our cooperative is going to do a county-wide staff development day, which I think is a great idea, because we don't always get together. The directors do, but our staff don't always get together. So we are planning that as I speak, and that will be Columbus Day, which is not a Clearwater City official city holiday. But typically, we always did our own staff development day on Columbus Day, which this year is October 14th. So in place of doing our separate Clearwater staff development day, we're going to be doing the countywide staff development day. And again, this is the first year, and we're really looking forward to having a great day and learning some great things throughout the day. So. And I think it's going to be at the Marriott in Feather Sound. So it's going to be a nice conference. And interrupt me with any questions you have or anything. Update on summer reading program. I don't have the exact statistics yet because we're still just wrapping up. This is the last week and a little bit of next week, and then we'll be done for summer reading program. But I will say, from what I've heard from staff, it has just been a hugely successful summer reading program. The theme this year was space, so it really allowed for a variety of different programming opportunities. For example, we did telescope programs where we would go outside, or not me, but staff would go outside and look at the sun and the moon and whatnot. So the kids, and we had crafts that went with it. So it was really just a great theme, and again, so many children, teens, and families really enjoyed our programs. So we have great youth services staff.
Jennifer, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
Did you do the feeding,
That's right on, that was my
Okay,
next.
sorry.
No. The summer break spot, which we have here right outside in the cafe. This is our third year of offering a summer break spot. And what that is we offer lunch for children and teens 17 and under, and afternoon snack. This is funded by JWB, the Junior Welfare Board, so we're very grateful for their support. And I believe we were averaging 25 to 30 families a day, so it's been just another successful year. And again, we hope to do it next year. So it's been great. It's been great, busy. I know our youth services staff are ready for a break and a little vacation, but it's been great. And the comments that I've received from customers have just been stellar. So, pun intended. So, this next one, update library programs. We're doing a variety of various programs. We're really heavily focused on our Maker Studio programming right now. As you know, we have 4 different distinct studios. We have the Art Studio, we have the Youth Services Discovery Studio, 3rd floor Innovation Studio, and the 4th floor Heritage Studio. And we've just been adding more hardware for, especially in our Heritage Studio, to digitize family treasures. We're getting into alternative reality programs, and it's been great. And again, we continually add new services to the studios. So that's been our main focus in regard to programming. And then we do our regular book clubs and author programs and programs for children. So, but this is our Maker Studios are pretty special, and we're going to start branching. We've already start branching them out to other locations. In fact, North Greenwood is going to start doing oral history recordings and capturing those and digitizing those. So it's been really good. And update on Library Foundation, they did not meet this summer. They typically don't meet in the summer. Their next meeting is August 7th, So I don't really have an update from the foundation, other than our volunteer coordinator program, which they partly fund, has been, going smoothly. We have so many volunteers that help out, and so that's been going very, very smoothly. So we couldn't do all that we do without our wonderful volunteers. Next, update on Friends of the Clearwater Library. All I know about that is they have scheduled their next book sale for October. Don't quote me, but I think it's October 11th or something like that. And I'll be here at Maine, and again, we'll use half this. Oh, do you want to talk? No. It'll be.
The book sale is the very last weekend in October.
Oh, okay. So what? Do you remember the date?
Well, I know it's November 30th, I can remember the
Okay.
So it's toward that end.
Yeah, I don't know,
October or November?
It's multiple days. So why did I say October 11th? I don't know.
We only can get with the council chambers.
So it's the end of October. Yes. Okay. And you're going to do it the same way. So half this room and then in the cafe area. So anything else that you'd like to update? No?
At this point, it's looking for funds to keep supporting library programs.
Yep. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Under old business, our update on career online high school, I regret to tell you that the governor vetoed funding this program for this coming fiscal year, 1920. So what that means, right now we have about 3 to 4 who have actually completed the program and graduated, got their diploma. And we have about 16 who are actively completing their coursework. I believe most of them are either 80% or higher in regard to completion. So what our plan is right now is to try to get more people along closer to either completion or 95% completion, and hopefully have a graduation ceremony sometime this fall. So I have staff looking into where we are in the student status and then planning a graduation. Moving forward, if we decide to continue this program, we would have to find alternative funding for scholarships. And I think I reported previously in a previous meeting that a scholarship costs about $1,200 per scholarship. So again, if we do decide to continue to do this year, we would just have to find alternative funding sources.
That's $1,200 a year or $1,200?
Per scholarship,
Right.
per person.
And you have 16?
Oh, no, those have already been funded by the state from last year's
Okay,
funding.
so this would be new.
Moving forward,
Got it.
because the governor didn't fund.
So the
program.
ones in the pipeline will
They're
have
fine.
an opportunity?
They have 18 months to complete, so they're fine. It's moving forward. Any new students,
Right.
we would have to fund the scholarships on our own. I heard some rumblings that the state library is trying to find alternative funding to offset libraries who participate and can't find the funding, but I haven't gotten an update yet. So.
Was there any feedback as to why it was vetoed? I mean, I know a lot of times you don't get it, they just veto X
The governor
amount.
gets his veto list
Sure.
when he gets the budget I was a little surprised. It was $750,000 for the statewide program, and I was a little surprised it wasn't funded, but it wasn't. So perhaps next year it will be funded, but this year it's not.
Maybe we can send them a nice picture of all the graduates smiling.
Yes,
That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
absolutely.
And any of us who want to send emails to the governor or letters, saying as library board members, we're very concerned about the impact of losing this program that picks up some of the kids who haven't finished up with the usual structure of schools. So,
Absolutely.
Okay.
That would be welcome.
okay.
I believe 2 of our graduates were actually city employees. So,
Okay.
but that would be appreciated.
Okay.
Absolutely. And the next item, so I'm sure you've been reading in the paper.
Hard to miss.
And you probably have a million questions that I can't answer right now. But imagine Clearwater Main Library feasibility study. I did a presentation, let's see, where were we? June 17th to the city council. And they overwhelmingly supported moving forward with the renovations for the main library. Right now, we're engineering and the assistant city manager doing some pre-work, pulling permits and working out the funding structure and whatnot. So all I know is I don't have a firm timeline when this would begin. But the last I heard would be sometime in 2020, which is right around the corner. A lot of moving parts in this project. I'm sure you've seen the plans, and it's major renovations to this library. So I don't know if they can do it in parts and we can still remain open, or if we have to shut down and relocate. I mean, these are all questions I'm asking, and they just don't know right now. So as soon as I know more, maybe by our next meeting, I'll have some more information in regard to how this is going to work. But it's very exciting, but it's a big project. But the outcome will be really nice. So, update on the fiscal year 1920 budget. The millage rate was set last month, which is the status quo from last year, millage rate. No impacts to the library. It's a status quo budget for us. And then next, we have a special budget meeting in mid-August to go over the overall city budget. So I'm looking forward to that. But I don't foresee any changes in our budget at all. So that's all I have. Do you have any questions or concerns?
First of all, I would simply like to commend the library system for its summer programs, especially feeding the kids in need. That is a need that we are now meeting, at least to some extent, and I'm very pleased about that. So thank you for all your efforts. And I just wanted to mention, a friend of mine expressed interest in the library board, Kathleen Beckman, so I invited her to come see what the library board talks about. So say hi to Kathleen.
Pretty straightforward and easy
Very
today.
straightforward.
Anyone else have any input or questions?
Can I go back to Imagine Clearwater for a moment? I remember speaking at a previous meeting about my concern about loss of parking spots. Where does that stand now? In the plans, I really didn't see. I thought I saw that we were losing some, but I don't know if that's accurate. Do you know?
From what I understand, we won't be losing at front, we won't be losing that many spaces. But we don't know the impact, the overall impact with the activation of the park and the library. But parking has always been my concern. It's still my concern now. We have some challenges, especially now that Chambers is here, is in this room. But at any chance I get, I mention parking.
Okay.
I know they did a parking study to look for areas near and around downtown to identify some parking alternatives. I don't know the outcome of and actually they did a presentation, but I don't know the specifics. But yes, parking is going to be a challenge because a lot of our customers don't want to park far away and walk with the weather.
They can't. Very often they're physically disabled.
Absolutely, or families with strollers and small children. So parking is definitely a concern for me and will always be, and I will ensure that we have enough parking, as much as possible. So, yeah.
Okay, and I won't be as stringent as the council meetings where we can't, you said you had something that you'd like to say?
I'm sorry, would you please step up to the microphone and identify yourself? These are being recorded on YouTube.
Kathleen Beckman, Clearwater resident. Can you describe the renovations that are going to happen in this building?
Sure. There are many. One big one is we have, I don't know if you've ever been to our 5th floor rooftop terrace. It's an area that we do offer some programs, but we're very limited because we don't have staff to have it open all the time. So it's kind of an underused area, and it has one of the best views of Clearwater. So one big renovation would be to enclose the rooftop terrace entirely and either make it a banquet space, or if a retail restaurant establishment wants to either take it over, run it, or occasionally have events up there. But that would also include a separate elevator on Osceola Ave to go right up to the roof, because right now we just have one elevator that goes to the roof, and that's inside the building. So this would give access, 24/7 access to the rooftop.
But this is a small one, I mean, relatively speaking, as far as.
The elevator?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one major renovation. They are planning to relocate the front entrance. So where the front entrance is now, it would be relocated to the southwest corner, which would be closer to the Bluff Walk. So just, it wouldn't dramatically move, but it would move southwest. And then where our front entrance is, and to the corner here, would be proposed a gallery space or an open space, some sort of like second century studios, if you've been there. So we could have nice art displays and different events. We can have it as a programming space. The other big change is actually this room, but we can't really touch this room until Chambers moves out. And they have a 5-year lease. So they made this room, they pushed it out toward Osceola. So the gallery space would be now relocated to the front, and it would activate Osceola a little bit. And then our cafe space will get a little smaller. It would be proposed as a grab-and-go type of space, kind of like airports where you can grab a sandwich or a drink or whatnot. The other big change is we would add another stairwell to the south area of the building that will go all the way up to the 3rd floor. So those are the major highlights of what we're proposing, and a lot more 10-person conference rooms and collaborative spaces on the 1st floor, and relocating the circulation desk to the new front entrance. So little minor modifications for the 1st floor fiction section.
With the changes to the cafe, would we still have the student-involved program that is run now during the school year, where students work in the cafe?
Unknown.
Unknown, okay.
Yeah. I'd have to talk to the school board if
Okay.
they want to continue to do that. So, and then of course the West Terrace would be opened up, so the gates will come down, the brick wall will come down, so it really would have a nice synergy with the Bluff Walk. A lot of green space where people can relax and enjoy the view. So that's about it. I don't know if you saw the plans, but I can definitely forward the plans to all of you again. And again, these are proposed plans.
Yes.
I mean, it's nothing set in stone. They would have to issue an RFQ for a construction manager at risk, and then, there's so many unknowns. I mean, this is what they proposed, and so there might be slight modifications and changes. But overall, I mean, I think it really takes what was now a conventional library built 15 years ago, and really is modernizing the library for the needs, for today's needs, modern needs. So I'm really excited. But it's a major renovation.
Yeah.
And $6.5 million, so. So, 6.5, yes.
Did you have any resident input in asking for those things, or how do you know that those things are wanted by our citizens?
We had focus groups with our stakeholders and our library staff and our city staff. We did not have formal resident input, but we certainly welcomed any input during the designing phase.
All right, well, thank you for that update, and if there's nothing else, then we'll go ahead and adjourn for today. Thank you.
Our next meeting is what, November?